We're going to start today in child's pose. So just taking a moment here to set yourself up, just safely finding your way onto the mat and then bringing the booty onto the heels. Just go ahead and extend the arms out long. If your hips are tight, open up the knees to frame the mat, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears and letting the forehead surrender to gravity. Let the tail be soft. And just taking these few moments as we begin class to relax, to ease in the body, releasing into gravity and letting it go. Soften here. Just a few more moments here. Maybe you can walk your fingertips out an inch further and relax the shoulders. Let them melt away from the ears, letting the forehead go, affording a bit more length through the back of the neck as you feel the weighted pelvis on the heels. And let's just begin to rock side to side in our pelvis. So just pouring weight onto the right heel and then the left. Little movement in the booty, in the hips, just side to side. Connecting with your breath, feeling the opening of that middle back as you inhale and exhale, let it go. And then gently quieting the pelvis, walk the hands over to the right, keeping that left sits bone grounding into the heel, relaxing the shoulders. Feeling the length in the left side body. Take a deep inhale. Feel those back ribs open up. Expand the rib cage left to right. And then exhale. Spider walk the hands to the other side. Really grounding the opposing booty cheek. Sits bone on that heel shin. Sinking into the ground. Deep inhale. And exhale, walk the hands back to center. We're going to start to move through that wheel-like pose. So planting the palms into the mat. I'm actually splaying my fingers to really find that grip, reaching out long. We're going to begin to scoop the tail, gently easing weight into the palms as you move through that arc in the spine, and then gently lower the hips, externally rotate, open the shoulders. Take a moment here to find that extension in the spine. Make sure you're not shrugging or collapsing in the shoulders. You're lifting through activation of the abs. And then gently draw the chin to chest. Start to roll back. Weight returns to the heels. And a little bit faster. Scoop the tail. Feel that big arc in the spine as you lower the hips, pouring weight onto the hands. Inhale, exhale, take your first cervical nod, cervical curls to roll yourself back. Twice more like this. Scoop, exhale. Inhale as you extend the spine, really open the heart. Exhale, chin to chest, front ribs down towards the belly button as you roll back. Just one more time like this. We scoop and round, really indulging in the vertebrae here. Cultivate that space. Exhale, chin to chest, rolling back. And then just gently scoop the tail. Feel that weighted pelvis on the heels as you stack the spine. Lower back, middle back, cervical spine, and crown of the head. We're going to face our knees in line with our hips. So you're sitting on your heels, on your shins. If this feels uncomfortable for you, you can always take your booty directly down. We're just going to take a moment here to roll the shoulders away from the ears and extend the arms out long. I want you to notice those front ribs. Are they flying open? As you reach the arms overhead, float the fingertips towards the sky. Don't let those shoulders shrug. Exhale, slice through the air. Maybe grow taller as the arms return to 90. So again, reaching fingertips up, feeling length through the side body, shoulders over hips. Exhale, push the air away. Reaching out in front of you. Two more like this. Make sure the ears are stacked over the shoulders. As I lift my arms, I draw my navel in. And then deepen that downward spiral of the ribs. So I'm really trying to lift the weight out of my legs and activate the core. One more time. Arms reach up. Big inhale, knit the ribs closed. Exhale, bringing those arms back to 90 and then down to the mat. Go ahead and walk the hands out into a nice quadruped. Palms directly underneath those shoulders, really rolling the shoulders away from the ears and hugging all of the organs up and in, away from the mat. You can tuck the toes as we send the hips back, just long spine, crease in the hips, and then pour weight forward. Head can reach past those fingers. Again, folding in the hips. And exhale, draw navel and reach forward. I also want you to notice the soles of the feet here. We're opening up those soles by tucking the toes. And last time, pour the weight back. And exhale, pour weight forward. Go ahead and find that midline, really finding yourself center. Again, shoulders away from ears, long back of the neck. We're going to extend the right leg out long, tucking the toes. Just go ahead and rock back and forward. So I'm keeping my toes engaged with the ground. Both hips are shining like headlights towards the mat. Rocking back and front. Let's take two more. Back and front. Last time. Back and front. I want you to lift up and out of the mat. Get out of that left hip as we peel the toes off of the ground. Find that neutral parallel position. Long, long legs. Pointing through the toes if you can. If not, release the foot as you extend that left arm out long in opposition. Really try not to shrug in the shoulders here. We're lifting up and out of the back, up and out of the shoulders. Just hold your balance, hugging the midline with the big toe, inner thigh, thumb for 2. And 1. Go ahead and take the left arm down, but you're going to draw the right knee in towards the chest. Allow the spine to round. And then inhale, extend energy, radiate out through the crown as you extend that right leg. Again, exhale, deriving movement from the center. Draw navel in. Inhale, extend, rolling shoulders away from ears. Pour a little bit more weight into that right hand. 2 more. Exhale. We round, knee and nose kiss. Inhale, find that long length in the body. Exhale, draw navel in. We round, a little bit more weight in that right hand. Don't dump all the weight onto that left side. And then gently take that right knee down. Again, tucking the toes, just send the booty back. And pour the weight forward. Maybe getting a little bit more dynamic here. So maybe skyrocket yourself forward. A little bit more activation back. Exhale, spine is long, chest is open. 2 more, back. And activate, push forward. Last one, back. Exhale. And then again, finding yourself at the middle. You can take that left leg out long, tucking the toes, just move through the calf, reaching through Achilles, and then pouring weight over the arms, back and forward. We rock. Notice that space between the shoulder blades. Is it open? Back and front. 2 more. Back and front. Really lengthening out that calf. And front. Go ahead and peel those left toes off of the mat. Take parallel. You can always untuck the right foot or toes if you need to. Really drawing the navel up and in. Hugging the midline. Extend right arm out long. Feel the length through the body as we hold. Just finding the balance for 3. It's 2. And 1. Take the right arm down. Draw the left knee in. Rounding through the spine. Exhale, inhale, extend out through the crown of the head. Reach with the toes. 1 long line. Again, exhale. Really find that openness in the back through the activation of the abs through the front. 2 more like this. Exhale, navel starts the movement. So derive from the center. Inhale, extend. Big juicy space between ear and shoulders. 1 more time. Keep both hips shining down. Neutral pelvis. Exhale. Inhale, extend. And then take that left knee down. We're gonna, again, tuck the toes here and find that same crease in the hips, but this time you're gonna shoot yourself out to a plank. So you find as we warm up into this movement, what works for you, moving at your own speed. So take the booty back to tap the heels, and then you're gonna skyrocket yourself forward. See if you can lift the knees, extend through the back of the leg, float knees down. Again, we send the booty back. And then reach head past those fingers as you extend the legs. I want you to feel the oppositional movement here. So as I extend, my crown reaches forward, but my heels reach back through an activation of the glutes. Float the knees down. 2 more. Send booty back. Roll shoulders away from the ears. You can even choose to extend one leg and then the other. One more time like this. Shoot yourself back. And then pour forward. Keep that chest open as you extend. We're going to hold this position for 4. High plank. It's 3. It's 2. Exhale, float the knees down on 1. Untuck the toes, send the booty back. Find that child's pose. If you need to, go ahead and roll out the wrists here. Taking a moment for yourself. We're going to go back into that wheel. So go ahead and rock the hips side to side, just loosening up the lower back. And then gently quieting the pelvis. Bring it back to the center as you scoop the tail, rounding through the spine, pouring weight forward. Lower those hips to open the chest. And then as you take your cervical nod, cervical curl, you're going to tuck the toes to send yourself back and see if you can lift up into a pike or a downward dog. So extending sits bones up towards the sky, really keeping shoulder girdles stable. So shoulders are far from ears. So we're not allowing those shoulders to creep up. We're finding the length, especially through that lumbar spine, sending front ribs down. Head is heavy. Just pedal through the feet. Sending one heel down and then the other, just walking, marching here. And switch, keep that back open. You have 4, breathing here. It's 3, working through those calves again. 2, and 1, and then send both heels down, finding the fold in the hips, planting the palms and lifting up and out of the mat. We're going to float those knees forward as we take our focus to the fingertips, finding that quadruped-like position. Exhale, draw navel in, extend legs, shoot the sits bones high. Again, so head is on the spine here as you lower the hips. The head finds that oppositional length. Exhale. Draw navel in, extend. 2 more like this. So draw the navel in first as you start to lower. So really lifting to lower. Exhale. Extend the posterior chain as you find that fold in the hips. Last time. Exhale. Covering the knees. And inhale, exhale, send the sits bones high. We're just going to walk the hands in towards the feet, gentle, tiny baby steps, finding the soles of the feet heavy. And just go ahead and bend the knees. Just nod the head yes here. And shaking the head no. And then gently scoop the tail, root the heels down as you begin to round up. Drawing the belly up and in, deepening the ribs as you find the vertical stacking of the spine. Sweep the arms up and overhead. Take a deep inhale, exhale, chin to chest as we round down. Letting gravity take over. Let your head, your fingers dangle. Find that nice forward fold. Let go. Trust your body here, looking past the knees. And together we plie, bending knees over toes. Exhale, extend. Again, opposition. Root the heels down as the sits bones reach for the sky. Chest is heavy. Afford more length through the back of the neck. Last time, plie. And extend. This time we plie. Scoop the tail, rolling up. I want you to feel that deep hollowing out of the tummy as you round up. For 3 and 2 and 1. Reach the arms overhead. Big inhale. Exhale one more time. Chin to chest, rounding down. Letting it go. Feel like you're deflating. Emptying the lungs. And then again, walk the hands out back into that downward dog. So we walk the hands out. Planting the palms, and then send the weight back to find that nice pike. We're going to go through similar movement that we just did, but this time we're going to lift one leg off of the mat. So I'm going to pour my weight into my left ball of the foot. As my right leg lifts, I'm just going to keep it low. So I'm pointing through the toes. Same thing here. I'm going to bend that knee, send my head in opposition. And then exhale, draw navel in, extend both legs. So I'm trying to keep my hips square, head is on the spine, long back of the neck. Exhale, drawing navel in, toe reaches in opposition. So feel like the toe is reaching out of the hip as you draw the navel in. So a lot of core stabilization here. Last time like this. Exhale, pour weight over the palms, open up that back, feel the space between the shoulder blades wide, extend the legs, walk that right leg under you again, walk the hands in towards the toes, finding the full soles of the feet. Again, bend the knees, nod the head yes, take some weight off of your wrists, and shake the head no, and then scoop the tail, rounding up for 3. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Reach the arms up. Big inhale, big sweep of the arms. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding down. And again, walking the palms out to find that long, big upside down V shape. I want you to reposition yourself so you really feel stable. Make sure the shoulders aren't collapsing, so you're really lifting up and out as you extend that left leg. Point through the toes. Here we go, bending both knees, send the weight over the arms, knitting ribs closed, and then exhale, sits bones reach skyward as you extend that left leg. Again, deep breath, head should feel like it's reaching out of the chest, and extend. 2 more like this. Exhale, hovering both knees if you can. If you need to dip it down, that's fine. Just reactivate those abs, the core to lift. Last time, bend. Exhale, belly button to spine, extend, slide that left foot under you, find that fist distance between the feet, and just go ahead and pour the weight over the toes as you scoop the tail. Go ahead and float the knees down. Again, find a child's pose, sending the booty back, extending arms out long. Beautiful work, long spine. Hopefully you feel a little bit more available in those hips and a little bit longer in the back. Gently take that scoop of the tail as we round up, vertical stacking, lower back, middle back, cervical spine, and crown of the head. Give me a big shoulder roll and let the shoulders glide down the back. We're almost done in this position. We're going to take ourselves back. We're going to start to go into a little variation of the side plank. So remember, modifications I'm a huge fan of. You're just making the work more accessible for you. So if at any point during this series you need to modify, please do it. Yes, you can always just rest in child's pose. You can pick a completely different exercise and meet back up with us again. So go ahead and roll the shoulders away from the ears. I'm going to lengthen myself a little bit more to the center, and then we're going to extend through the legs and find that high plank. I want you to find this position by rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Head is on the spine, belly button in, heels reach in opposition to the head. And I'm gently going to bring my left leg towards the center, hovering the knee, and then take it over to my right side, opening up my hips. I'm going to extend that left leg out long, and then see if I can reach the right arm up towards the sky. So I'm balancing on that left palm, lifting up and out of the mat, reaching for the sky, relaxing the shoulders. Take a deep inhale. My legs are splayed. That's absolutely fine. We're going to reach that arm overhead as you deepen that big arc in the spine, and then lengthen neutral spine to reach up. 2 more like this. Exhale, lift out of that bottom oblique. Big arc. Inhale, head to heel, reach. Last time like this. You can always take the leg down and just simply find more of a mermaid lateral side stretch and bring it up, and then retrograde. Right arm comes down, squaring off shoulders, and then bringing that left knee back. Send that heel in, opposition to the head, meet the right, float the knees down. And we're just gonna come up into a kneeling position to find a little relaxation in the wrist before we go to the other side. Reaching the arms out long here. You can choose to keep the toes tucked or to let the toes go, feeling the shins heavy. I prefer actually to keep the toes tucked here so I can really feel the activation of the glutes. I'm lifting up and out of my legs, drawing the front ribs down as I reach the arms out in front of me, rolling shoulders back. We're just gonna take a hinge. So you're squeezing the glutes to pour the weight back like your back is a board. Draw the navel in to lift up, restacking. Again, so ears in line with shoulders, shoulders, hips over knees, and then draw navel in. So this is not a flaring of those abs, it's a tightening. Send those front ribs down towards the belly button. Feel that length. Exhale, activate backside body to lift. Last time like this. Inhale, exhale. Take the chin to the chest, round down. Walking the hands out long. Take that right leg in front of you and find a little lunge position. So really step that right foot out in front of you so the knee is directly over the ankle. You can untuck the toes here and lower that back hip. Find a nice opening. Just breathing here. And if you'd like to further open up the hips, you could even take that knee slightly on the diagonal, making sure the toes move with it and just opening up the knee slightly. You're going to get a deeper stretch in that back hip. And no matter where you are, go ahead and square off the toes. Knee faces in same direction. We're going to pour the weight back onto that back leg as you extend the front leg. Flex that front heel. Lengthen. Make sure you're not just sinking in the left hip. So I'm trying to keep my sits bones even as if they're on a seat. And lengthen through the spine. Pour the weight back in front of you over that front foot. One more time like this. Pour the weight back, fingertips tread lightly to really help carry the weight, and then gently pour the weight forward. And then we're gonna inch that front heel a little bit closer so that you can find a nice kneeling position here, squeezing through that back glute. We're really trying to find 90-90 in both legs. So check in with yourself, make sure hips are square, rolling shoulders away from the ears. I'm just gonna pour my weight forward into that leg and then draw the navel in. Same thing that we just did kneeling. So I'm using the front, zipping up pubic bone towards belly button and then finding the back wide. Once you start to feel that back space between the shoulders, exhale like you're pushing up into a wall. Last time, pour the weight forward. Exhale, pour the weight back. We're going to take our palms down, tucking the back toes. We're going to find a nice splayed long legs as we send ourselves up, letting the forehead go. Relaxing the chest here. Now I want you to notice that my legs are fairly open. So my back toes are in line with my hip. So they don't need to be in one long train track-like line. There can be space between the legs, yes? Letting the forehead go. And if we can here, we're gonna scoop the tail and begin to round up. You may need to walk those legs a little bit closer together. And we're gonna find a little lunge here. So I'm gonna lift off of that back heel, standing up tall, lifting weight out of the legs. Just gonna reach my arms up in line with the ears and plie both knees. And then exhale, lift up. Sending ball of the foot and heel down. So I lower long. If you need to, you can find a little crease in the hips, but keep the spine long, even if it's on a diagonal. Otherwise, we're in this long line like spine is moving down an elevator. Exhale and lift. One more time. Sending down, floating knees forward. Exhale, extend. We're going to take it a step further here. So we're going to find that plie, that big split lunge. Exhale. And then I want you to lift the belly, reach, dive the crown of the head forward. Tail reaches behind, flat back. Exhale, lift. 3 more. We plie. And stack. If you need to take the arms out of it, you can. If not, feeling the length, feeling that fold in the right hip. Exhale, 2 more. Spine is long, head is growing out of the pelvis. Every time you get a little bit longer, feel the head and tail reach in opposition, balancing the weight. 1 more time. So remembering that the core is never unactivated, abs are working hard for you. You're lifting up and over that front leg. And then exhale, draw the tail heavy, send that back heel down, tuck the chin into the chest, rolling all the way down here. And then bend the knees, safely take yourself back down into that quadruped position. Palms directly underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath those hips. Draw the navel in, big cat, round through the spine. Exhale. Inhale, roll shoulders back, head and tail reach in opposition, cow. Exhale, derive from the center, belly button to spine as you arc. Inhale, rolling shoulders away from the ears, big juicy space as you open that sternum. 2 more, exhale. We round. Inhale, feel the breath move through you. Let it go. Taking oxygen in. Exhale. Inhale, release the air. Don't hold your breath. And then gently untuck the toes. Send your booty back to child's pose. We just have that other side to do. So taking this moment for yourself here. If you need to rock side to side on the hips, go for it. Deep inhale, deep exhale, and then gently quieting the pelvis. Go ahead and lift yourself back up to that nice quadruped. And we have the other side to do. I'm gonna flip so you can see me. So bringing yourself back into that quadruped to prepare for a high plank. I want you to really feel that activation of lifting up and out of the mat. So we're not allowing the lower back or the shoulders to shrug. We're really finding that belly button to spine, space between the shoulder blades open. Extend both legs out long. Reaching back with the heels, slight recruitment of the glutes, head reaches in opposition. Draw that right knee under the sternum, under the chest by bending, and then twist towards that left hip. See if you can extend that right leg as you reach the left arm up. Stacking shoulders, let them glide down the back. I'm activating through the outside of my right leg as I find this big crease. Bottom oblique working hard. Inhale. Stack the arms. You can always take this extended leg down if you'd like. If not, you're really lifting up and out of the ground. Last one, up and over. Big yawn, big curve in the top side body. Inhale. We stack and then take that left arm down. Squaring off shoulders, bringing those hips back to neutral. Send that right leg back, float the knees down. And we're going to step that left leg forward. So finding that nice lunge. Again, opening up the legs, nice splayed position so you can really feel that stretch to the back. Right hip. Just taking a moment here. If you did so on the other side, turn those toes out. Slight external rotation with that front leg. If you feel it's possible, if it's accessible to your body. If not, just stay parallel. Trying always to lift up and out of those hips. So we're, again, not just collapsing or dumping. We're activating those abs. Bring the knee, the toe back to center. We scoot the weight back as we extend the front leg. I want you to dig that heel down, flex that front foot, and then pour the weight forward. Feeling a little bit like a tiger here. Yeah, so I want you to really feel that resistance, that length. That should be like a gooey rubber band. Like you could shoot off energy, but you're keeping it very concise. One more time. Sending tail back, feeling that lengthening, and then pouring weight forward. And then gently take that front heel in or back knee in to find the 90-90 and both legs stacking spine. So ankles directly under the knee. We shift the weight forward, draw the navel in, bring it back. Hips back over that back knee. Again, shift weight forward, lifting the weight out of the leg. Like you're zipping up a pair of jeans. right here, like that. There's a sling underneath your pelvis. It's helping you lift. Crown of the head reaches up long, and then gently take the palms down and tuck the back toes. We find that nice splayed open leg position. Enjoy this stretch here. Letting chest go, letting head be heavy. Keep squaring off the hips. So ideally, we're driving that left sits bone back so it's parallel with the right. And then again, if you need to walk those legs slightly in order to be able to achieve this, or if you just need to bring both heels under you, you can. As you scoop the tail, maybe you need to bend one knee to roll up. And again, we find that split lunge. Reach the arms up as you lift that back heel. Here we go. You know it. Plie both legs, just going straight down or finding a gentle hinge. And then exhale, lifting up. Plant that left heel down, right ball of the foot is heavy. Exhale, launch away, dig deep to lift up. 2 more. We send ourselves down. Long spine, tail is heavy. We lift. 1 more time like this. So you're working with balance, with big activation. If you can, we add that tabletop spine. So first we bend the knees. Exhale, plant the foot, and then pour more weight over the front. Keep the right ball of the foot heavy in the mat as you extend head and tail. You're going to feel that length through the back of that front leg. 3 more, bend. Exhale, lift up, moving slowly with purpose, with control. We send that long spine out long. Exhale, lifting up. Ooh, find your balance. 2 more, bend. Exhale. Head reaches in opposition to the tail. You can always bring your arms in tighter, hand behind the head, or even on the hips if you need them to really give yourself that tactile information of squaring off hips or just finding the center. Head reaches in opposition to the tail. Keep that chest open and proud. Stack the spine. Go ahead and lower yourself down. If you need to walk that back leg in to find that nice splayed position, and then plant the palms. Take those legs back to that downward dog. Reaching the tail high, opening up the chest wide back. And then again, pour the weight onto the balls of the feet. Float the knees down. And find yourself on your sits bones. So congratulations, that's a lot of tough work. We're gonna go into some more of the exercises you know very well to work through our active C curve. So we spent a lot of time in a very long spine. So now you get to feel that nice curve. So finding the soles of the feet heavy in the mat, walking your flesh of the booty out so you can really feel the bony points in the sits bones. Just go ahead and either reach the arms out long in front of you or place the palms behind the hamstrings as we draw the navel in to roll down. Big scoop through the belly button. And then chin to chest, rounding up. Feel the sits bones reattach. Lift the ribs off the belly to stack. Again, front ribs in that downward spiral. Big ice cream scoop through the belly. Hollow it out. Exhale, draw navel in. And slowly stacking the spine. 2 more like this. Try to grow taller each time. As you round down, and then navel towards the back space, deep in that curve as you stack. 1 more time, we roll down, belly button to spine, front ribs in that downward spiral. Exhale, draw the navel in and stack it up tall. We're gonna take our elbows behind us, planting the palms down, scoot your booty forward, and then find the full forearm here. So again, lifting up and out of the shoulders, we really want to find that nice C curve in the spine. So as you do so, I want you to peel your toes, slide them on the mat. We're just going to bring them to tabletop, and we're just going to extend. Right leg up. Exhale, draw navel in. Open up the chest. Draw those front ribs down. Left leg extends. Lift. Exhale, bring it in. 2 more. So drawing navel in to reach. So exhale to extend, and then bend the knee. And last time, left leg, we extend. and bend. We're gonna start to scissors those legs. So right knee towards the chest, maintaining that 90-degree bend in the knee, and then just switch. So working through the abs, front ribs down, and switch. Here we go, right knee, exhale, left knee. Just little toe taps, keep the toes light. For 4, breathe. It's 3, open chest, wide back. 2 more, 2, and switch, last one. Good, and switch. Bring both soles of the feet down as you slide yourself even further down, finding the back on the mat. Hug the knees to the chest. Taking a moment here, feeling the tail heavy, feeling the chest wide. Really settling into the crease in the hips. Feeling the head cradled. Breathing here. And then gently take those palms to the shins. We're going to draw small circles for 4. Keeping the abs activated. 3. It's 2. Keep encouraging those front ribs closed. Reverse the circle. You have 4. Other direction. Weight of the legs is heavy. It's 2. And 1. We're going to plant the soles of the feet down, heels in line with the sits bones, knees tracking over the toes. Scoop the tail and pour the weight into the heels as you anchor them down to lift the hips up into that bridge. Relaxing chest, soften sternum. Exhale, draw the navel in, slowly lower sequentially through the vertebrae, middle back, lower back, sacrum, and tail. Again, we scoop and peel. Spine lifts from the mat as activation of the glutes. Heels hug towards the booty to find those hamstrings. Exhale, feel like the head is reaching out of the pelvis as you lower the spine down. One more time like this, moving mindfully with control. Root the heels down. We're going to stay lifted here, squeezing the glutes, find that activation, and lift both heels up. And slowly lower down. Resist gravity. Lift the heels, hips stay lifted and lower. Make sure those front ribs aren't flying open. They're knitting closed. Like you're wearing a big corset. Find that TVA, that transversus. Wide back, tight front. 4 more. Lift those heels. No weight in the head or the neck. It's all between the shoulder blades. We lift, big toe, pinky toe, split the weight. 2 more. We lift, exhale, lower, reach the heels up, squeeze the glutes, and lower the heels down. Draw the navel in and slowly ripple through the spine. Let the tail be heavy as you take your first cervical nod, cervical curl in this position. And then slowly lower, sending the spine right back down, chin to chest, front ribs down towards the belly button. Moving purposefully through this movement, draw the navel deeper as you slowly lower the spine. 2 more like this, chin to chest. Finding the base of your shoulder blades, lower back heavy. Exhale, relax the glutes. Your hips should feel pretty open at this point, but really trying to let them go. Front ribs down towards the belly button, energizing through the fingertips. We're going to do that again with the legs in tabletop, knees over hips, rounding up. Make sure knees are directly over the hips. Try to bring your shins parallel to the ground as I fix myself. Again, chin to chest. Find that active C curve as you round up, slowly lowering down. 2 more like this, chin to chest. Really find that lower back heavy, front ribs knit down. Exhale, we lower. 1 more time like this. We're going to hold this position here as you draw your right knee in towards the chest, left hand to the shin, left leg extends out long. We start that single leg series. Just switch the left and switch. Your high on the shoulder blades. Focus on your belly button as you extend one leg and the other. Keep switching. Natural breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 4 more like this. 4, and switch. It's 3, belly tight, front ribs down, 2 more. We're gonna stay high on those shoulder blades. If you can, you're gonna hug the right knee into the chest, keep it there. Find your focus on your belly button, just lift leg to 90 and then slowly lower back down. So lower back doesn't arc off of the mat or dome, it stays heavy. 2 more like this. Relax those shoulders, draw navel in, lift leg and lower. Last time, navel to spine and lower. We immediately switch to that other side. Hug left knee in, right toes towards the sky and lower down. If your neck is hurting, bring that walnut between chin and chest or simply lower the head down. 2 more. And lower, right leg hovers. Last time, draw navel in, lift and lower down. You're gonna lower your spine. Both legs will reach up towards the sky. Big 90-degree reach. Relax the femurs and the hip bones. Let those abs take over. Seal the insides of the feet closed, pointing through the toes. Relax the chest, shoulder blades heavy. We're just gonna lower those legs 2 inches. Keep that lower back heavy. Exhale, send the front ribs down to lift those legs back up. You're just going 2 inches down. Keep that lower back heavy in the mat. More length through the back of the neck. Exhale, lift the legs. 2 more like this. We lower. For 2, exhale, front ribs knit together. Lift the legs. Last time, lower. Inhale, exhale, hug those knees into the chest. Take a moment here. You can rock side to side if your body is craving movement, or maybe today you choose stillness and just allow the breath, the blood to flow. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale, and again, send those legs up towards the sky, lengthening through the back of the knee. I want you to feel that heel reaching in opposition. Sits bones are heavy. You can point through the toes or relax the feet. We're gonna come into that cervical nod, cervical curl. You're gonna lower the left leg down like scissors, and then lift left leg and lower the head. Other side. Cervical nod, cervical curl. Right leg lowers, it hovers. Keep that neutral pelvis, hips both shining towards the sky. And lower the head. One more time, each side like this. If you need to, you can always bend the knees. Yes, they don't need to be fully straight, but ideally we're finding that length. Lower spine, chin to chest, front ribs down, lower right leg. We're gonna go immediately into our scissors. Stay high on those shoulder blades. Just splay the legs, grab behind the calf, the hamstring of the heel, and switch. We switch and switch. Natural breath. Inhale. Maybe give your calf some love if you're grabbing there. Give it a little massage. And switch. 4 more. You have 4. And switch. It's 3. And switch. So this shouldn't feel foreign to you. Yes, we know the scissors, but we've already splayed the legs today. And switch, bend those knees, hug the knees tight into the chest. This time, taking the knees out to the side, bringing the heels towards the pubic bone, thread the arms, place the palms on the shins. Finding a nice butterfly frog pose, knees out to the side. Resting the chest. Taking a deep inhale and exhale. We're gonna come back into that scissor-like pose. So you're gonna shoot the right leg up towards the sky as you extend the left leg out long. Take that cervical nod, cervical curl, and we're gonna switch the legs just for 1. And then we're gonna start to draw a small circle. So if you need to take the head down, do it. I'm gonna open up my legs to that V, and then right leg will come up, left leg will shoot down. And again, just switch the legs. Big exhale, reach the toes out of the hips. Big helicopter-like move, keeping the sits bones heavy. Switch the legs one more time this side. We switch. Inhale, exhale, reach out further with the toes to rotate the legs. And then bring the knees back to center. Send the soles of the feet down as you lower the spine. Scoop the tail. Lift up into that bridge. And then slowly draw navel in, lower down. We're going to do that one more time. And then we're going to switch sides. So finding that same movement. Lift into this bridge. Relax the chest. Open up the hips. Draw navel in, slowly rolling down. Again, sending legs up as you take your cervical nod, cervical curl. Left leg will reach up this time. Right leg will lower. Yes, so we just switch. Keep your focus on the belly button. Point through the toes. Open up those inner thighs to switch the legs. Again, exhale, switch. Energizing through the fingertips. Big opener of the hips to switch. Last time, draw the navel in. It doesn't need to be super wide. You're just rotating those legs around an axis. And then hug the knees in. Slowly lower the spine. Take a moment here and then send the legs out long. We're going to go into a full roll up. So take a moment to just shimmy out those legs. Little windshield wipers. And then plant the heels down. Reach the arms up to 90. Heels are anchoring into the mat. Keep the shoulders in line as you take your deep inhale. Exhale, we round up. Legs stay long as you hollow out the tummy. Find that spine stretch, rounding up and over a beach ball. And then slowly draw the navel in, rolling back for 4, for 3. It's 2. We're going to do the same thing here, but this time we're going to bend the knees, soles of the feet. Find the mat. It's a quite generous bend in those knees. Inhale, exhale, rolling up just as you did before. You're going to find that big scoop in the belly as you reach past those knees. And then slowly scoop the tail under. Tail curls towards the pubic bone as you lower. See if you can start to lengthen the legs out as you lower the spine. Legs long. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Rolling up. Booty is heavy. Really lift through the belly to find that big open back. Space between the shoulder blades get deeper as the waist pulls back. Belly button to spine. We roll down. Maybe this time you can bend the knees. Find the soles of the feet as you lower. Again, soles of the feet heavy. Inhale. Exhale. Rolling up. Up and over. And this time just thread the arms underneath the knees. Grab hold of those elbows. Let the head go. Framed by the ears. Ears framed by the knees. Let that forehead rest. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Root the tail down as you release the arms. Stacking the spine up tall, and we're just going to come to the side body. So bringing those heels in line with the sits bones and shoulders in line with the booty, all in the back of the mat. We're going to extend the legs out long to the front diagonal of the mat, and you're going to plant that front arm between those ribs. So right where the ribs meet, that's where you're finding that palm to activate that closing of the ribs. We're just going to lift that top leg up and lower down. Feel more length through the back of the neck. And lower. Spine is long. We lift and lower down. We lift and lower down. Just 4 more like this. You have 4. And lower. It's 3. Finding your own resistance. Knitting front ribs close. Relax that top shoulder. And lower. Last time like this, then we're going to find that external rotation. Tuck the bottom toes, heels kiss, toes apart. Point the toe to lift. Flex and lower, like you're moving through water. Find that resistance. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. We lift, balancing on the bottom side. Flex, reach through the Achilles. Relax the face. If the tongue is stuck at the roof of the mouth, let it go. 4 more. Lift up. Inhale. Find that space between the thighs. Again, we lift, flex, and lower like you're moving through peanut butter through honey. Shoulders stacked. Unfurl the brow. Give me more length through the back of the neck. Lift and lower down. We're gonna start to move into a passe. So point the top toes. You're gonna trail the inside of that inner thigh. Toes reach up, big knee bend, and then just slowly extend it out long. So hips are stacked, knees will open so that top knee reaches for the sky. Keeping hips stacked, trail it down. Just 2 more like this. We lift, find that traction on the inside of the bottom leg, slowly pointing toes, travel down. Last time like this. Bringing knee up towards the sky, finding that little pocket of air underneath the bottom oblique. Taking it a step further, we progress. We bend, toe reaches inside of the knee, and then extend the leg, flex the heel, lower down. So you're just making kind of a circle. Point, knee lifts, extend through the hamstring, behind the knee, flex and lower. 2 more like this, and then you're done. We bend, trail inside of the leg, flex, keeping hips square, and lower, heels kiss. Last time. Inhale, soften the face, flex, and lower down. Go ahead and bend the knees, square off the toes, insides of the feet sealed. Lift up and onto your left side booty and take a big reach. Inhale, exhale, stacking the spine. We just simply go on to the other side. So finding ourselves now on the right side body, bringing the booty and the shoulder back to the back of the mat, extending legs out long, really checking in with your alignment here. This form really makes the difference. Roll that top shoulder away from the ears, knit the ribs closed. Here we go. Top leg lifts up. So we're in parallel now. Hip, knee, and front of foot face the screen. And lower. We lift. See if you can find that length through the bottom side body. Even if it means you can't lift this top leg as high, I want you to find that bottom oblique. 4 more. Lift. And exhale, lower. Notice if the chin is jutting out, bring me more length through the back of the neck. Head radiates long. 2 more. Lift. And lower down. Last time we lift. Tucking bottom toes. Find that external rotation. Pilates stance. Heels kissing toes apart. Big V in those feet. Here we go. Point to lift. And flex to lower. So you're opening up the back of the legs. And front and back of ankle. We lift. Flex and lower. Really trying to target that top oblique. Don't worry so much about how high you can bring the leg. That comes with flexibility, with repetition, with consistency. Right now, we're making sure hips are stacked, shoulders stacked as well. Open chest. 2 more. Point, lift. Flex and lower. Last time. Point, lift. Flex and lower. Point that top leg. Trail. Knee opens towards the sky. And then just send it right back down. Lengthen, elongate behind the knee. Again, skimming the inside of that bottom leg. And slowly send it back out long. As you reach through the toes, reach through the head in opposition. 2 more. So feeling that big length in the torso. Open chest, wide back. All about those oppositional pulls. Knee. And then bring toes back, lengthening top leg. We progress. So you're going to bend and extend towards the sky. Flex the heel, lower with control. The slower and more controlled you can find this movement, the stronger you're going to become. Yes, 2 more like this. We bend. Extend toes, reach for the sky. Flex and lower. Get longer through the crown of the head. We point and extend, flex, lower down, big exhale. Feel the insides of the feet, bend those knees, walk yourself up onto that bottom booty cheek and take a big side stretch. We have 1 more thing and then we are done. Taking a deep inhale, exhale, send the top rib down, stack the spine, and then bring yourself back again to those sits bones. So we're going to go into rolling like a ball today. Heels are going to come close to the booty. Make sure you inch yourself to the front of the mat. So you're still on the mat once you roll back to protect the head and the neck. We're also going to tuck the chin into the chest and keeping that active C curve, placing palms on the shins. See if you can lift the toes, balance on those sits bones, hugging knees tight. We're going to take a deep inhale, draw the navel back, tail scoops, and exhale, find your balance on those sits bones. Again, inhale, belly button in, roll back. Exhale, never rolling onto the neck, so chin is tight. Inhale, roll back. Exhale, be a little playful here. Start to find your own movement. Use that suspension to your advantage. Find the strength within you in the core. Try not to rev up those heels. Exhale, 4 more. Inhale, roll back. Exhale. Keep those shoulders far from the ears to balance. 2 more like this. Inhale, exhale, tail chases pubic bone right here. Inhale, exhale. On this last one, we're going to roll back. Inhale, and then exhale. Use your palms to press onto the soles of the feet. Find your forward fold. Let the head go. Go ahead and wiggle out those legs. And shake the head, yes. And shake it, no. And then plie, scoop the tail, rolling up for 4, for 3, it's 2, and 1. Big sweep of those arms. Inhale, exhale, chin to chest, rolling down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Plie those knees. And exhale, let the chest get tighter to the thighs as you extend. Again, plie, let that head go. More length through the back of the neck. Root heels down to extend. 2 more, plie. Inhale, exhale, extend. Finding a greater range of motion with every plie. Exhale, extend. Plie, scoop the tail, roll up for 4, drawing navel in deep in the ribs, relax the shoulders. It's 2, and head arrives on 1. Sweep those arms back up, and then pressing palms together, lift the sternum to meet the heels of the hands, relaxing shoulders down. Let those shoulder blades elevate down lower down the back, tuck the chin into the chest. Thank your body for all it's done for you today. And then stack the head onto the spine. Reaffirm your external focus. And thank you all so much for joining me this morning.